Here on the Averett Sports Network. Apologize for the technical difficulties with our audio today. We seem to have everything cleared up here for the second half. Cougars lead the Squirrels 7-0 after a strong first half. A couple of seniors getting in on the scoring here early gave Averett a big lead. Ashley Yando with the first goal of the day, the senior. Got things going, then also had goals by Ebony Strother and Andy Ipsis. And Caitlin Barber added 2 goals. We had an own goal and a goal by Sky Gunn, and that's where the scoring is right here at halftime. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have the start of the second half for you here on the Averett Sports Network.
So, Averett University fans, we are finally up and running here at Daly Field here at Frank R. Campbell Stadium. Beautiful day here in Danville, Virginia. I'm Assistant Sports Information Director, Davin Wilson, and thank you for your patience as we were experiencing some audio difficulties. We have been experiencing them all day here at Averett throughout the men's game as well, and sometimes when you do live broadcasts, it's just part of the situation, but we do apologize for the inconvenience. But we have had video for you, and if you have been following along, it has been all Averett thus far in this game, as Averett, after the first 45 minutes, has jumped out to an absolutely commanding 7-goal lead over the Fighting Squirrels of Mary Baldwin University. We're going to take a look at the scoring summary here. Didn't even take the Cougars 5 minutes to get on the board when Ashley Yando took a pass from Riley Smith. Actually, Riley Smith had a shot. Yando was there to score off the deflection to make it 1-0. Just a little over 3 minutes later, Annalise Yipsis got her 15th goal of the year on a shot from the left side from 10 yards out. And then not even a minute later, it was Ebony Strother picking up her first goal of the year when she finished a shot from the wing. And then 15 minutes later, it was Sky Gunn scoring her 6th goal of the year when she took a pass from Katie Abelseth and drilled in her shot to make it 4-0. Then Caitlin Barber picked up her first of 2 goals in the half on a shot from in the box. And then a little bit of misfortune struck the Fighting Squirrels as they ended up scoring Averett's 6th goal. And then it was Caitlin Barber picking up her second goal of the contest in the 36th minute on an assist from Emer Redding, to lead us to the score here at the half. Let's take a look here at some stats. Averett right now just absolutely dominating. They have outshot the Fighting Squirrels 20-0. One of the bright spots for the Fighting Squirrels has been the play of goalkeeper Brittany Tin, who has 13 saves on the afternoon, as all 20 of the Cougars' shots have been on goal, and that is absolutely amazing as well. You don't see that very often, even in a rout. You don't usually see a team that has delivered every shot exactly on goal, exactly on point, and that has been one of the big reasons Averett has been able to get out to this very comfortable lead. Mary Baldwin, heading into this game, they are 0-16, 0-11 in the USA South. Meanwhile, Averett comes in 8-8 overall, 6-6 in the USA South. And we're going to take a look at some quick stats here. Right now, it's Joanna Orenberg. She has 2 shots. Katie Abelseth has 2 shots as well. Annalise Yipsis has a shot. Ebony Strother has 2 shots. Melissa Sanchez has a shot. Ashley Yando a shot. Riley Smith 2 shots. Emar Redding has a shot. Caitlin Barber a pair of shots. Sky Gunn, dos shots. Nia Johnson, 3 shots. And Linnea Meyer has a shot on goal as well. So once again, we thank you for your patience as we were trying to work out these audio difficulties. Hopefully we will not experience them as we move forward today. We're going to do a quick recap here of other Averett University athletic events going on throughout the day. Earlier here at Daly Field, it was the Averett University men's soccer team picking up a 2-1 victory over William Peace, as the Cougars had to come from behind in that game. They gave up a goal on a free kick in the 73rd minute to fall behind 1-0. It was a questionable goal, though, as it appeared from up here at least that the William Peace attacker was offsides on the strike, but the goal still went to the Pacers. However, David Cooperman, in a cruel twist of fate for the Pacers, was able to knot the score at 1 apiece when he scored on a free kick from about 25-30 yards out to tie things up at 1 apiece. And then it was Daniel Surley who provided the game winner when he took a pass from Felix Squire on the left side and nailed home his shot to lift the Cougars to the 2-1 victory. With the victory, the Cougars guarantee that they will finish no lower than 4th in the regular season conference standings. They will look to earn at least a 4 seed, and depending on how Greensboro College does the rest of the season, they might even be able to move up as high as 3rd. But Greensboro does own the head-to-head tiebreaker, as they defeated Averett here earlier this season. Also taking you down about 5 hours down the road to Maryville, Tennessee, it was the Maryville Scots pulling out a thrilling 31-26 win over Averett. Averett did a great job of erasing a 24-3 halftime deficit. Senior wide receiver Terrence Owens II picked up a pair of touchdown passes in the 4th quarter as the Cougars rattled off 21 fourth-quarter points to get back within this one, but at last the Scots were able to hold out, and they picked up the victory. But anyway, back to the action here. Riley Smith right now with the ball. She's going to play it out to number 20, Strother. And welcome back here to the Averett Sports Network as we are just about 2 minutes into the second half here at Daly Field. Averett with a commanding 7-goal lead over the Fighting Squirrels of Mary Baldwin University here on Senior Day. Averett honored the playing careers of 7 seniors. These seniors were Warren Berg, who has played 56 games in her time at Averett, along with totaling 16 goals and adding 3 assists. Katie Abelseth has appeared in 42 games and totaled 4 goals and 6 assists. It was Annalise Yipsis. She played in a total of 62 games, while totaling 19 goals and 11 assists. Ebony Strother, she has seen action in 48 games and totaled 1 goal along with 4 assists. Melissa Sanchez made 42 appearances in her 4 years here. She had 19 starts, also added 1 assist. Ashley Yando has played in 62 games and has recorded 49 starts along with 2 assists. And then rounding out the senior class for the Cougars is number 23, Riley Smith, who has recorded 7 goals and 3 assists in 55 games here for the Cougars. So the senior class for Averett just about as deep as this whole entire Mary Baldwin squad is, as the Fighting Squirrels only field 12 players. Fighting Squirrels are coached by Kyle Gogleton. And Gustafson over to Yipsis. Ball is played back to number 13, Bethany Rusticelli, who is actually a defender, midfielder, and a goalkeeper for the Squirrels. So talk about a utility player. So Smith is going to play that one back to Felt. Felt plays that one out on the wing. And ladies and gentlemen, this game today will actually conclude our regular season home slate in the fall. So it has really been a pleasure to bring you all the action here for both of these soccer teams here on the Averett Sports Network. And we have seen a completely different Averett women's soccer team this year in head coach Sarah Chapman's second year. Cougars really struggled last year, did not qualify for the tournament, but they had a rather young team as they were in a unusual predicament of not having any seniors, and Yipsis is on the ball right now, and that one is played out, and so that will actually end up going off a Squirrel defender, a Fighting Squirrels defender, and it will be a corner kick for the Cougars, as we have now completed the first 5 minutes of the second half. Abelseth on the corner kick. Averett moving to the left of your screen wearing the white jerseys. Mary Baldwin moving to the right. They are wearing the black jerseys with the white stripes on the arm. Ball play back in. So a good job there from Mary Baldwin to intercept that pass. They will look to set up the counterattack now. So it's going to be number 20, Strother, right now with the ball, and it's actually now Yipsis with it. She's got a couple of players in the box now. Yipsis will cross that one over, but 10 did a good job of coming out there and collecting that pass. The sophomore goalkeeper out of Chesapeake, Virginia, went to Chesapeake High School. Right around in the Tidewater area. The ball headed back. It's now number 6, Cadena, with it. And that ball is going to be kicked back to Strother, Jessica Word. Also another Tidewater product coming from Hampton, Virginia. Ball played into the box by Yipsis. Good clearance. So another ball sent into the box. It's Orenberg with it right now. The ball is dropped back. is Lauren Cowling on it out there on the right side. Cowling, the freshman midfielder out of Teddington, England. So as I mentioned earlier, it is senior day. 7 Averett players honored before the start of today's game. We would like to thank them for their contributions to this team over the years. And also not just to their soccer team, but also Averett University and the Danville community, as community service is something we take a lot of pride in here at Averett University, making sure the students get involved with the Danville community and doing the best we can to leave a positive mark on the place in which we call home, which is beautiful Danville, Virginia. And we've got a beautiful day here for soccer. Sun's starting to set a little bit, trying to start going down over the trees, under the trees here at Daly Field. Temperatures hovering in the 60s. There's a shade starting to fall on the field now. So Yipsis with it. Yipsis has it down on the corner. And that ball goes out. And I believe we are going to have a goal kick for the Fighting Squirrels. So it's going to be number 2, Summer Leverett, the freshman midfielder out of Macon, Georgia. That ball is played over the middle. Mary Baldwin on it. It's going to be number 6, Cadena. And there's a shot from Orenburg, and it ricochets off the football field house. Speaking of football, as I mentioned earlier, it was the Cougars suffering a tough 31-26 loss. Cougars, though, did rattle off 21 unanswered points in the second half. To get back into the contest, but they had dug themselves in a little bit too far of a hole to get out. And Maryville is tough in every sport that they play. There was actually 20 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Heading into the fourth quarter, it was Maryville up 34-6. Cougars very easily could have hung their head facing a deficit that wide. But they kept their chins up, kept playing hard-nosed football, and made it a game after all. So Mary Baldwin right now with the ball, trying to set up a counterattack. Ball played off of Abelseth. And Yipsis now with it. Yipsis trying to get down to the corner. Nice cutback move. Yipsis plays the ball in. Orberg is there. And 10 comes down and makes a nice play to cut off the angle for the Cougars on the cross from Yipsis. It's a great cross from Yipsis, intended for Orenburg. But 10 making a nice play to come out, cut off that angle, knew where she had to be when she had to be there. So now it's Smith with the ball. Smith, one of 7 seniors. So it's Gustafson right now. Gustafson on it. She's got it back towards the middle. Gustafson's going to have a look, and she curls it just a little bit wide right of the goal. Going to take a look here. Yipsis by far is the Cougars' leading scorer, as she has 15 on the year. Orenburg follows behind her. And then also Sky Gunn, who they also have 6 apiece. Averett comes into this game. They're averaging 2.94 goals a game, while allowing their opponents 2.19. So good numbers there for the Cougars. Smith. And Smith's going to have a rip, and it goes through the uprights over the goal. And that's going to be a goal kick. Averett right now with 137 attempts, 237 attempts. 137 of those going on goal. In the meantime, we're going to see number 7, Irma Redding, coming onto the field for the Cougars. Redding, the sophomore midfielder out of Ireland. And 10 collects that one. So Averett, really, their goals by period, very easy, or very comparable to each other, very well matched. Averett has 24 goals in the first half, 31 actually after today, and they have 23 in the second half. And we'll have to see if they can add on to this 7-0 lead. Yipsis, and 10 comes out. And 10 has done a great job for Mary Baldwin, as she has made some big plays in this game. Averett could very easily right now be in double digits as far as the score goes. However, it has been 10 who has done a great job between the sticks for the Fighting Squirrels. So Orenburg's going to send that one in. 10 is out and collects. And we will switch the side of the field up as 10 will drop back to punt. 32-16 remaining in this contest. You have to credit Mary Baldwin, though. They have not quit. They are still working away, trying to chip away at that deficit a little bit. Trying to get at least a goal or two in. So it's Redden right now with the ball. She drops it back to Sanchez. Sanchez is going to put it into the box to Yipsis, who is waiting. Cross was a little bit too much on a line drive. But a great ball by Redding. Great idea. Ball gets under Sanchez's legs. Yando is there. So Yando trying to get it down the wing. Ball actually deflects. Ends up at Redding's feet. So Redding, Emer sends a nice ball in there. Intended for Orenburg. But led her a little bit too much. But still a great idea on that ball. 10 comes out to collect. And we will have a restart of the action. So Abelseth running in. Yipsis. That is Redden. So Redden's going to put that ball over in the middle for Abelseth. Abelseth is dribbling in. She's going to have a shot, and it is now 8-0 as Abelseth is going to get on the board. That is her first goal of the game. She now has a goal to go along with her assist as she took that ball over the middle. Beautiful right-footed finish into the top right-hand corner, top upper 90. And it is now 8-0 in favor of Averett. Averett will get a bit of a confidence boost from this game today as it heads into conference tournament play, which begins next week. Ball played over the middle from Smith. Smith running onto it. See what she can do. That ball is dropped back to Sanchez. Sanchez gets it back over to Gustafson. Gustafson is going to send a beautiful ball over to Orenburg, who is running onto it. Orenburg has it at her feet. Tries to get it back in the middle. Nothing doing. Orenburg still with it. She's going to take a shot. But it's right to 10. And 10 will have a chance to reset the play now. Been a busy day here at Daly Field, as I mentioned earlier. It's the Averett men's soccer team pulling out a 2-1 victory over William Peace on its senior day. And now it seems as if Averett women's soccer will also pick up a victory on its senior day to give both soccer teams the victory. Right now, Averett sitting at 3-1 on the weekend. It was volleyball pulling out a win earlier today. That coupled with the 2 wins from men's and women's soccer lifts them to 3. And also they had a matchup against Bridgewater today as well. Volleyball did. So we'll check in and see how that game is going here in a few minutes. It's been a pretty solid fall season here at Averett. We're happy to see our teams grabbing a little bit of success. And it was actually Bridgewater who picked up a 3-2 victory over the Cougars. A 5-set thriller. It was Bridgewater beating the Cougars in extra points in the first set, 31-29. Then it was Averett picking up a 25-21 victory in the second. Picked up a 25-21 victory in the third. Bridgewater took the fourth set, 25-17. And then for the second time in the match, Bridgewater and Averett, or it took Bridgewater extra points to get past the Cougars by a final score of 16-14. So Averett, though, still right now at 500, at over 500 for the weekend. And so Orenburg has got it now. Let's see what Orenburg can do with it. Orenburg has got it, and the shot and the save. So right now, over the past 2 weekends, Averett is 7-3, as we were 4-1 last week in action. So as I said earlier, it's been a pretty good fall season here for the Cougars. Both the men's and women's soccer teams will go to the conference tournament. The volleyball team out to a 12-0 conference record. They are looking to host the USA South Conference Volleyball Tournament. There will be a big matchup with Meredith, with the Avenging Angels next week. In that game, that will decide who will host the tournament and pick up the regular season championship. It would be head coach Danny Miller's second in a row. And that game is actually at 12 o'clock next Saturday. So we've got some substitutions on the field now. So it's going to be Meyer, Barber, Nia Johnson, and number 11, Sky Gunn, all coming into the game. And they all get a round of applause as they come off. This Averett bench having a good time right now, enjoying themselves. And why not? You have an 8-0 lead. You can kind of sit back and take in the moment. So Gunn trying to make it 9, unable to do so though. So Barber right now with the ball. She will drop it back to Riley Smith. Ball played over to Gunn. Gunn trying to make something happen, but she is marked up well by her defender. Sanchez, and that ball is played right to a Mary Baldwin defender. Mary Baldwin has shown some potential here today, though. They have managed to pull off some pretty impressive passes, do some pretty impressive things. Just very hard to compete when all your fielding is the bare minimum of players. But we wish Mary Baldwin all the best of luck here moving forward with their program. They're always a pleasure to have come to Daly Field or have them come to the softball field or come up to the Grant Center for either basketball or volleyball. And we wish them success. And we're going to have an offsides, as I believe it was Nia Johnson that was whistled off. It's either she or Orenburg. So 23 minutes left here in the afternoon at Daly Field. Sun is starting to set. Daly Field is completely shadowed right now. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet been able to make it down to Frank R. Campbell Stadium here this fall, we definitely encourage you to do so. We still do have a couple of home football games left, as we will battle Ferrum College and also Huntington College to round out the final 2 weeks of the season. Ball crossed in, headed away. There's a shot on goal by number 16, Johnson, but it's just a touch high. So Johnson right now, the junior midfielder out of Richmond, Virginia. Averett this year has done a really great job of buying into head coach Sarah Chapman's philosophy. Really working possession, keeping the ball in the midfield, getting their passes out, getting the ball out on the wing, crossing the ball over into the middle. And it has paid off handsomely for the Cougars, as they now have 18 points in the conference. And with the win today, it would move up to 21. So Orenburg's going to have a shot, but it's right at 10. 10 makes another great save. And this Mary Baldwin team needs to take her out for dinner tonight on the way home, because she has been a bright spot for Mary Baldwin. So Callie will drop that one back to Smith. Smith over the middle to Meyer. There's number 24 with it right now. I believe that is McKean. And the ball is out. Averett will have a throw in. Emer Redding on the throw. Redding. Ball is played out to Gunn. Gunn, a nice one-touch out to Redding. And there's Nia Johnson now on the ball. Great job there by number 2, Summer Leverett, to come in and intercept that pass. But there will be an offsides whistled on the play. 8-0 is your score as we get down to the 20-minute mark here in the second half. 20 minutes remaining, just about, left in this game. Goal scorers for your Cougars include Ashley Yando, Annalise Yipsis, Ebony Struther, Sky Gun, and right now Mary Baldwin looks to be on the attack as it's a 1v2, and Smith with a slide tackle. And a great play by Smith down there as the Cougars are gunning for that shutout, looking for an advantage in the goal aggregate. Ball is out for a goal kick. Ball played out over the middle. And that ball is deflected out of bounds. And that will be an Averett throw-in. So we're now down to 19:56 remaining through the first 76 minutes of this contest. Smith right now with it. She is being challenged by number 12, Claudissa Aguilar. So we're going to take a look here at the USA South Conference standings in the East. Right now, Meredith has 27 points. They currently sit in first place at 9-3. Of course, one of those losses has been to Averett. Methodist comes in second with 23 points. Ferrum in third. NC Wesleyan in fourth with 24. And Averett right now coming in fifth with 18. So your top 6 teams qualify out of each division. And Averett right now with the 5th seed. If something came down, Greensboro is right on Averett's tails as they sit 1 point over the Pride, as the Cougars do. Of course, Averett does hold the tiebreaker if they were to end up tied in the conference standings somehow or another, as Averett was victorious both times this season over the Pride. And in the West, looking at the standings in the West, newcomer Salem College is dominating right now in the Western Division. They have a conference record of 11-1-1 for 34 points. Covenant is right on Salem's trail, though. As they said, 1 point back of Salem. Piedmont follows with 31, Maryville with 28, Agnes Scott with 13, and Huntington with 8. So right now, out of 3 of the new teams we had joined this year, 2 of them appear to have qualified for the conference tournament. So number 4, Tiara Brown in the game now. Warrenburg comes off. She has probably seen her last action here at Daly Field, as the Cougars have an 8-0 lead with just about 15 minutes remaining in this one. So right now, Smith with the ball over the middle. So Averett right now, very impressive mark. They have 30 goals so far in the conference, 47 all season. They only trailed Greensboro in that total. And Brown's going to take a shot, but it ricochets off the post. Now Brown has got another attempt. Brown will finish. And it is now 9-0. As Brown took a deflection off her own shot, showed great concentration, finished it off. And it is number 4, Tara Brown, getting in there for her 3rd goal of the season. She also has 1 assist. So she now has a total of 7 overall points. Looking here at the overall point leaders for the Cougars, right now Yipsis has 32 points. She leads the team with now, and it's actually going to be a little bit more than that now, and she is going to leave this game with at least 34. And she has 15 goals and 4 assists. Then you also have Katie Abelseth, who she's going to move up a few notches as she's earned 3 points overall with a goal and an assist for 28. Sky Gunn right now, she's also gotten into the action 1 time, so she now has 16 points. Orenburg, and she also will move up a few notches in the overall point category. And Smith battling out Aguilera right now down in the corner. Or excuse me, Aguilar. And it's going to be number 8, Pascal. So right now it's number 2, Leverett, with the ball. She's going to cross it over the middle to Aguilar. Aguilar is just going to take a shot on goal there. And you know Mary Baldwin really has to be feeling it right now with only 12 players. That means most of these young women have been on the field all game long. Now approaching 70 consecutive minutes of playing time. Hopefully Mary Baldwin will be able to recruit a few more players for their side before next season to help give them a little bit better of an advantage. So it's going to be Sky Gunn right now. Sky Gunn absolutely juking her defender out right there. Ball is played back to Meyer. Meyer plays it out the wing to Cowling. Cowling back to Meyer. Meyer gets it over to Brown. Brown dishes it out to Barber, so that's Brown now down the sideline. Brown has got some open space. See what she does. Brown plays one over the middle to Johnson. Johnson's going to have a shot, and Johnson well marked. The ball is actually going to deflect off a Fighting Squirrels defender. And that will result in an Averett corner kick, as we're now down to 13 and a half minutes in this contest. 9-0 is your score. Ball played in. And there's number 21, Sanchez. Sanchez fighting hard for her first collegiate goal. Brown plays the ball back in, but that shot is just a touch over. So Melissa Sanchez just about picked up her first collegiate goal. Just caught a little bit of bad luck right there on the finish. Sanchez, the senior midfielder out of Woodbridge, Virginia. About a 5-hour trek up the road here from Danville. Right up outside of Washington, D.C. So ball played through. Smith coming in. See what she can do with it. She plays it out to Redden. Redden right now with it. Emer Redden. She's going to play one over to Gunn. Kind of surprised Gunn was not whistled for offsides there. And she was by just a step. But that's all it takes. And also tell you, as somebody who has refereed soccer before, it is very difficult when you are down there to judge offsides. A lot of conditions have to be met to rule a player offsides. And it is not an easy call to make. So that ball goes out, and that will give Mary Baldwin a throw in. So we are winding down our afternoon as we are now down to 11 minutes and 38 seconds. Averett will get out of here with the victory here on Senior Day. In the process, they will move to 7-6 in USA South Conference play. Meanwhile, Mary Baldwin will drop to 0-17, 0-12 in the USA South. Averett moves to 9-8 overall. Averett had a tough game on Thursday as they lost 3-0 to Methodist University. Meanwhile, Mary Baldwin came into today's game looking to bounce back from a 6-0 conference loss to NC Wesleyan on October 16th. And the Cougars will be back in action on tomorrow for its last regular season game, which will also be the Cougars' whiteout game. They will face Ferrum College. Ferrum is currently in third place. They have 26 points. So right now, Barber with the ball. Ball is played over to Meyer. Barber back on the ball. Barber is going to look for Nia Johnson. The ball actually rolls to Gunn. Gunn is going to cross it in the box looking for Brown. Brown has trouble controlling it, and the ball goes out of bounds for a Fighting Squirrels goal kick. So Riley Smith will exit the game now. Smith, a four-year senior, played for both former head coach Carly Pierce and has now played for Sarah Chapman. So the ball dropped back. Ball gets over to Meyer. Meyer looking for Johnson. A little bit too much on that one. And the ball goes out of bounds. So there's the punt from 10. Sent up the field. Averett back in possession, though. That's Callie. She's going to drop it back to Meyer. We're going to have a foul whistled on Mary Baldwin. Johnson, a beautiful little touch pass over to Scott Gunn. It's a little flea flicker. Gunn looking to stay with it here. Gunn is going to put one in the middle. So Barber comes up. Barber gets it over to number 24, Meyer. Meyer's going to have a look. Right to 10, though. And Mary Baldwin whistled for the foul. Ball played back over. Sarah Chapman, much more solid year here in her second year at the helms of this Averett program. Sanchez wins that one out. She's going to get it over to number 7, Redden. Redden getting down the field. Let's see what she can do. She's going to try to send the ball in the box. It actually goes in. Johnson is there. Johnson with the shot. Right to 10, though. And so 10 is now going to have a chance to reset the ball, give her team a little bit of a break, give her defense a little bit of a rest. And it looks like it's going to be number 14, Morales, going into the game here at the next opportunity for the Cougars. So right now, Sanchez with the ball. Sanchez has it in the middle. Let's see what happens. She's going to drop it over to Meyer. Meyer gets it out to Brown. Brown's got it now outside the box. Callan runs onto it. Ball played back over to Meyer. And Redden is going to try to have an opportunity with it now. She's got it out on the wing. So Redden is going to send it into the box to Johnson. And that ball is cleared out. Very impressive Cougar team here this year. Very impressive offensively as they've really been able to do some great things. In Sarah Chapman's second year here on the team. Also, Ashlyn Hardy. And Todd Ennis, and there's a goal as there's Johnson. Johnson taking the cross from Gunn. Gunn buries it in. Nia Johnson with a little flea flicker into the goal. And it is now 10-0. So Johnson doing a great job right there.
That goal by Nia Johnson.
So 4:18 remaining now in this contest. Score is 10-0 Averett. So Johnson with it now. She will send it out the wing to Brown. Brown plays it out. County with it now, or no, Morales does a great job of cutting that ball back. .3 minutes and 46 seconds now here left in the game. So Averett will go to 9 wins on the season. Very solid mark for Averett, as they will qualify for the postseason this year after missing out on it last year. Completely different team here in this season than they were last season. And we're gonna go back here and take a look and see exactly when the last time the Cougars picked up 9 wins. They had 12. And there's a shot from Sanchez, and Sanchez just again narrowly misses her first collegiate goal. And a nice save by 10. So she's working hard for that opportunity. And taking a look here, will be the 9 wins will match in. Sanchez now with it. Sanchez trying to get something going. Ball played over. There's going to be a rip on goal. Right to 10. She collects. So you have to go back to 2013. So not too long ago, when the Cougars posted a 12-win season. It was 5 wins in 2014. And then a disappointing season last year for the Cougars. I shouldn't say disappointing. Record-wise, it was disappointing, but really this team, they learned how to play together, learned a lot about each other, learned how to fight through adversity. And they only picked up 3 wins on the whole entire season last year. Did pick up a pair of ties, though, but still not the season that a lot of these young ladies are used to. Still not a terrible season, though, but they have definitely turned it around this year. So the ball is out of bounds. That will be a Mary Baldwin throw-in as we are getting down to the 1-minute mark, as the sun is starting to set here on Daly Field. So Sanchez trying to chase that one down, unable to get there. And the ball goes out of bounds. Averett throw-in. So we are now under 1 minute remaining. Ball is thrown in to Johnson. Johnson is going to play that one in. Sanchez fighting hard for her first collegiate goal here on senior night. And how fitting would it be for her to pick up that first score on senior night? She's had a couple of great looks on goal. So Sky Gunn is going to get that one into Sanchez. So Sanchez right now with it. Sanchez trying to make something work. And Averett will get whistled for the foul. So we're now down to 20 seconds. 19, 18, 17, 16. It's been an exciting day here at Daly Field, as we are now just 9 seconds away from concluding this afternoon's conference doubleheader. As I mentioned, join us here tomorrow on the Averett Sports Network, as the Cougars will take on the Panthers of Ferrum College at 6 p.m. in the Cougars' regular season home finale. So the final in this one tonight, Averett University defeating Mary Baldwin 10-0 on Senior Day. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Daly Field at Averett University's North Campus. I'm Assistant Sports Information Director Davin Wilson, and thank you for joining us on today's postgame show brought to you by Robert Woodall, who reminds you, Robert said sell 'em. So 90 minutes is said and done here at Daly Field in Danville, Virginia. The Averett University women's soccer team pulling out a 10-0 victory on Senior Day. And just an absolute dominant performance by the Cougars tonight. Averett outshot Mary Baldwin 29-1. It was Ashley Yando getting her team on the board in the 4th minute with a shot off a deflection that she finished. It was just over 3 minutes later, Annalise Yipsis picked up her 15th goal of the year when she took a pass from Katie Abelseth and finished her shot. And then not even a minute later, Ebony Struther made it 3-0 on another pass from Abelseth. Then in the 23rd minute, Sky Gunn, she took a pass from, guess who, Katie Abelseth, and finished her shot. Then Caitlin Barber scored a unassisted goal in the 28th minute. Mary Baldwin caught a little bit of misfortune, ended up scoring the Cougars' 6th goal of the game. Then in the 36th minute, it was Caitlin Barber taking a pass from Redden, finishing her shot. Then Katie Abelseth gets in on the action herself, score-wise, in the 59th minute. It was Brown in the 73rd minute, making it 9-0, and then Nia Johnson picking up a pass from Sky Gunn and finishing her shot. So really right now the player of this game, easily Katie Abelseth. Katie Abelseth came in, she finished with 3 assists, 1 goal, and she will earn the Robert Woodall MVP of the Game award here tonight. Also another incredible performance turned in by Mary Baldwin's goalkeeper, Brittany Tinn, who faced a barrage of 39 shots, ended up coming up with 21 of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here tonight on the Averett Sports Network. Once again, the Averett men's soccer team picking up a 2-1 win over William Peace earlier in the afternoon. And then that game was followed up with a 10-0 win by the Averett women's soccer team to finish off the day. So thank you for joining us here on the Averett Sports Network. As always, I'm Assistant Sports Information Director Davin Wilson, wishing you a good night and hope you will join us again tomorrow.